For a group of people that the internet's supposed to hate, y'all sure do a really great job of blowing them up. Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency and welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about something. The internet is a very wild place, right? And because the internet is so silly and goofy and I spend all of my time on it, I see a lot of trends that tend to happen over and over and over again while on the internet. And from my experience, the internet does this really funny thing where they find a person or people that are doing something different or controversial or just really pushing the boundaries of like our social norms. And essentially everyone just starts hating on them to the point where they become more and more relevant and end up blowing these people up into seemingly mega stardom. And it literally happens all the time, like all the time. And it's gotten to the point where it's literally like people's strategies for like blowing up nowadays. And my thing is, these people, whether they be celebrities or influencers, will do this, blow up, and then everyone acts really confused and just bewildered. And industry plant allegations get thrown left and right when literally, girl, ain't nobody put them on the map but you. You have examples like Ice Spice, Flying a Boss, Bobbi Althoff, among many others just this year, who go viral for doing something different or something that goes against like the popular narrative, where people then start hitting on Twitter and TikTok and all other social media platforms and essentially blow them up and give them seemingly free press just by talking about them. Then you have celebrities who get into trouble and controversy over different things that they do online or different rollouts they may have and are seemingly hated online, but in real life are selling albums, merch, running up charts, and just generally being popularly favored in real life, along with of course an increased relevance and exposure online as well. And these celebrities like Doja Cat, Cardi B, Ariana, and even Nicki Minaj come out stronger and more popular than ever. And why is this the case, you may ask? How are these people that are so polarizing and get into controversies every now and then continue to pop up and be such leaders in online conversation? Well, it's because the world online and the world in real life are very different places and don't necessarily always correlate together. And also, I'd venture to say that nobody really cares that much in real life about the things that they do online. And at the end of the day, cancel culture for a lot of celebrities and influencers doesn't really exist anymore, or at least in the ways that it used to. And it's really funny that I say that because I literally wrote a whole thesis paper in college to graduate talking about cancel culture and how that doesn't really impact celebrities and influencers as much anymore because people weren't effective in actually caring enough to like deplatform people, among some other things. So this is really kind of full circle. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about the attention economy and how celebrities and influencers use outrage to their benefit, getting into Doja Cat and how despite all of the hate that she was getting online during her album rollout process, she's still able to be killing the charts and charting #1 hits week after week, despite people saying that they stopped listening to her. The difference between online public perception and real life public perception, as well as getting into a little bit of influencer culture and how the internet at large generally hates fun and can be toxic to anything and anyone that is a little bit too different. We got a lot to get through today, so be sure to sit back, grab a snack. And if you're new around here and like commentary, pop culture, TV show reviews, which are on a hiatus because of the SAG strikes, but I hear that those strikes are coming to an end soon. So show reviews will be coming back soon. Then make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of the content that we have coming out on this channel every single week. Also, while you're at it, leave a like on this video and follow me on my socials at Imurgency on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, where I post some behind the scenes and lifestyle content fairly regularly. But let's take a deep dive into the attention economy. And what exactly do I mean by the attention economy? Basically, in this day and age, I feel like there is a certain currency to exposure and to the amount of eyes and attention that you can get on yourself in this new social media world. It's quite literally like you have the plan, but you need the platform. Like the attention, the eyes are the platform. And companies, celebrities, and influencers know this. And I feel like even the general public to a certain extent also knows this, because when you have that attention, you have that exposure. It's a lot easier to grow or promote whatever you're trying to promote or grow, because there are more people that can potentially be interested. But the problem is, even if you have a bunch of eyes on you, if no one cares, they're just gonna look at you and look away, you know? And that's where the whole concept of outrage marketing really comes in, because when you're able to have someone have a visceral reaction to whatever you're putting out, either positive or negative, you're more likely to either have someone really love you and go hard for you and actually care, or have someone absolutely hate you and talk about you, which then continues the cycle of exposing that kind of content to other people, where they can also have those reactions. I feel like one of the more popular examples of this that we've seen in the past couple of years was with the rise of Lil Nas X and the rollout of his debut album, Montero. It seemed like it was very much stunt after stunt after stunt in terms of upping the ante and being more and more controversial to get more eyes on him and have as much of a reaction to the content and the music that he was putting out as possible. You had people that absolutely loved him because he was just so avant-garde and just so himself. Then you had people that hated him because of his association with demonic imagery, and then him just also being gay. Like, but it created this cycle where he became more and more relevant, and it was impossible to not see anything that had to do with Lil Nas X, whether that be his music, some think piece about about whether he sold his soul to the devil or whatever else the internet was talking about. Regardless, he garnered a lot of attention for himself and a lot of eyes on him and was able to leverage that to his benefit. And I honestly feel like he really ate that. And speaking of people that ate, me. Because of this video's sponsor, Factor. I'm so sorry for that horrible transition. Factor makes meeting your nutritional goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your doorstep. Their team of gourmet chefs create each meal using only ingredients with integrity to help you feel your best all day long. Factor's making it really easy this fall season to have fast and tasty meals that you can count on to fit into your lifestyle. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in only 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat it up and enjoy and get back to doing whatever you really want to. Factor offers keto, calorie smart, chef's choice, and vegan and veggie options, which include seafood, meat, and plant-based meals. Factor's actually made my life a lot easier recently, because I'm personally someone that forgets and kind of dreads to go grocery shopping every week, and I also hate to actually cook it every single week. So it's nice to know that I can throw something that's super easy and tasty in the oven or microwave for dinner without any prep. The juices that also came in my box, real good, especially in the mornings when I want to have something that really refreshes me and can go with my breakfast. So if you're interested and want to get started with Factor, you can head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code Imurgency50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Thank you so much, Factor, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into the rest of the video. Now, when we talk about the attention economy and specifically how celebrities have been using it to their benefit, I feel like it's hard to just not mention Doja Cat and get into the Doja Cat of it all. Because we've seen very recently how a celebrity can be deemed controversial by the general public, specifically with her. Now, I personally am a Doja Cat fan. I love me some Doja Cat. I listened to the new album. 8 down. That's my sister through and through. But over the past couple of months, the internet has been very at odds with Miss Cat for many different reasons. I touched on a lot of it in my previous video, talking about how the pop girls are ruining their parasocial relationship. So if you want to get caught up on all that, you can watch that video. But to recap just a little bit, Doja had gotten herself in hot water at the beginning of the summer because she'd been accused of hating her fans and got into beef with some alleged fans over not saying that she loved them and not really buying into the parasocial relationship that a lot of celebrities cultivate with their fan base, which upset a lot of people because for the longest time, people have been under the assumption that celebrities owe them this sort of deep parasocial relationship where the fan can say whatever, do whatever, and the celebrity at hand kind of just has to take it and love their fans regardless. But with this rollout, Doja kind of said that and decided that she was going to do her own thing, and that she did, and that ended up upsetting a lot of people online, whether that be from the fan gate or from the actual rollout of her album, which also, like Lil Nas X, had a lot of demonic imagery and themes, with her getting a lot of tattoos that people were saying were similar to things that were demonic or satanic, to the actual songs themselves, with Paint the Town Red having a lot of demonic imagery. The song Demons, as well as a lot of pushback that she'd been getting from fans over, one, the title of her album, and two, the cover art for her album. And throughout this whole thing, something that I really respect about Doja is that she stayed steadfast in her beliefs and what she decided that she was going to do. Despite all the controversies and all the weapons that were formed against her, she still pushed on. And the way that the internet at large was talking about her, you'd think that everyone hated her so bad, was not going to stream her music, was not going to buy her merch, go to her concerts. And the girlies online were saying that they're not going to stream anything anymore. They said that the album's gonna flop. They said that this is Doja's worst era. Paint the Town Red comes out and it's crickets. It's crickets online. There's some murmurs, there's some people talking about it. For a Doja song, there aren't a lot of people talking about it online. And this is the important distinction. The song comes out on a Friday, and I believe, this may be incorrect, the timing, but I believe that next Monday, the next charting week, the week that they're recording for Billboard, maybe it wasn't that week, maybe it was the week after, I don't know. I just know at the end of the day, somehow, Paint the Town Red is #1 on Billboard. And rightfully so, everyone was like, wait, what happened? Because the way that people were talking online, they made it seem like they weren't going to stream Doja Cat anymore. They weren't going to go up for her anymore. But lo and behold, everyone was quietly streaming. People's actions online did not translate to their actions in real life. And that is the theme and the crux of this video. Because that was just the first of many incidents. Because then the album came out and it's a hit. The album's a hit. I know that I'm a fan. And all of a sudden, once the album comes out, everyone's back on Doja's side again. I mean, I can't say that everyone's back on her side because I have talked to a few people in real life that are genuinely upset and have actually changed their opinions on Doja due to their own religion and their religious stuff and how they believe with all the satanic and demonic imagery that was in this rollout. But for the most part, people are still streaming her music. People are going back. The pendulum has shifted back and everyone's like, oh my God, I love Doja Cat so much. It's like that one meme where it's Doja Cat? Oh, I hate that girl. Cuts to her being like, ooh, ooh, what a time to be alive. Like, yeah, that's very much what it was giving. And I'd argue to say that despite all of the hate that she had been getting online, she's still on top and more relevant than ever. And this theme of internet reaction not being synonymous with real life outcomes is seen again more recently with Cardi B. This week, Cardi B's been whacked online by people because of a clip that's been going around where Kanye West is like talking about how she's like an industry plant and is basically saying these disparaging remarks about Cardi B. And of course, as the internet does, they run with that. And on top of like the average amount of Cardi hate that goes on Twitter and on TikTok, that was sort of amplified because this leaked video is being seen as like insider information because Kanye's saying it. And again, there's this narrative where you think that like everyone hates Cardi B. Like the general public does not like her and sees her as a flop. But then when you look in real life, that doesn't really seem to hold up because in the recent public appearance that she made the same day as this video dropping at the last stop of Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour, she had the entire crowd cheering her name. Showing that clearly, at least in this space, that she very much is not hated. And this is all just really interesting because there's always this rebound effect with celebrities where it seems like the world is crumbling online because the noise is just so loud. And I feel like it's a lot easier to be really vocal and hate someone online than it is to actually follow through with that in person. And when it comes to the success and things that actually matter for a lot of celebrities and influencers, it's the portion that happens in real life. Like at the end of the day, social media is a means of promotion. It's a way of exposure. It's not necessarily that people are advancing or monetizing their careers. Although I say that's more true for artists and celebrities than influencers. The hate that's generated online, while very damaging to mental health, I'm not going to discount that. The hate and the mass amount of abuse online that celebrities and influencers get for deserving or undeserving reasons can definitely impact someone's mental health and has been shown to impact people's mental health. But in terms of how that's been translating into real life as of recently, kind of just shows that people really don't care once they put the phone down. Like sure, people will talk about it to their friends in real life, talking about like what's going on with like celebrities or whatever. Me assuming that everyone else just talks about celebrities and pop culture all the time. But when it comes down to it, when you're alone in your room and you're looking for music, if Doja Cat comes on, or Ice Spice comes on, or Cardi comes on, or Nicki comes on, like you're going to stream it regardless. Like you're still going to bump to it. And that translates us to the influencer aspect of it all. Because I feel like the concept of hating someone to the top is most commonly seen with influencers. And we've seen a lot of examples of that just this year. And it's honestly gone to the point where it's actually like a part of a lot of influencers' virality playbook. Like truly, once you make content that gets people having think pieces and discourses about it on Twitter, TikTok, and have the commentary and drama girlies talk about it on YouTube, you know it's only a matter of time before the deals start coming in. And a lot of the time, the influencers that get this treatment and go through that pipeline aren't necessarily making bad content. They're not making things that are harmful to people. And a lot of the time, they're just being themselves and being unapologetically themselves, which tends to oftentimes be different from the norm. And I feel like because these creators are so unafraid online to be themselves, they're often chastised, made fun of, or hated for it in a very similar way to cyberbullying, which makes a really interesting topic of conversation of when did this cultural shift happen where we just kind of hate fun? And this honestly might have to be its own video. So if you want to see me talk about this more at length, let me know. But there's been this phenomenon, right? Where people online are constantly asking for people to have a personality, to be different. In the sea of sameness that we see online, of everyone making the same jokes, everyone having the same sense of humor, everyone dressing the same. But the second that someone does something different, something odd, something that makes you wait for a second and really think like, oh wow, that's kind of different, they usually get waves and waves of hate and people trying to tear them down, calling them all different types of names, trying to literally tear them to shreds. Though she's more of a celebrity now, you saw it definitely with the rise of Ice Spice, people hating on her music, hating on her vibe, calling her untalented and all these other things. You saw it with Aaliyah's interlude when she had her moon boots on the beach moment, of people hating on Aaliyah core and that general fashion style. More recently, you're seeing it now with Tube Girl on TikTok. Like about a week ago, she was loved and was revered as like this really cool idol, but discourse on Twitter and TikTok now is shifting to like she's being performative. Like she's bringing about a detriment where people are trying too hard to be cool and on social media at the detriment of looking crazy in real life. If y'all remember Lip Gloss from TikTok, the girl that used to be spin facts, being unapologetically herself and just minding her business, the way that she got ran off of the internet because people were being so rude to her for just being herself and being different and daring to be herself is just so wild. And it's also kind of interesting that all these people are people of color and a lot of them are Black women. I wonder if there's a correlation there. And I feel like the reason why these people are hated so much online are because they act as sort of like a reflection of what people are lacking. Like since these people are so authentic, since these people are chasing their dreams, being unafraid to be themselves in public, whether that be what people consider to be embarrassing or not, they continue to do it. They continue to show up. And when people see that who may be insecure or may not be able or be confident enough to do what these people are doing, they take that feeling and then they project it. back onto the person, being like, oh, why are you doing this? Oh, this is so whack. Oh, this is so weird. Creating the sense of rejection and hate that is only benefiting them. Mental health aside, of course, with all these people hating on these creators and quite literally keeping their names relevant, they are literally hating these people into the right rooms to be successful and achieve their goals more. Like, being a hater literally has the opposite effects because these people become so much more relevant and are talked about. Like, Ice Spice came up within a year because she was hated so much in the beginning and people were talking about her and actually streaming her music, to the point where it got to like, wait, why does this sound kind of good? Where she was able to get that attention on her and have those reactions where she could have the platform. And I feel like Ice Spice is literally the definition of having a plan but just needing the platform, because once she got that platform, she's been so smart and so calculated with the way that she moves, getting invited to the Met Gala, being on good terms with most celebrities, going to all these events, hosting shows, winning Best New Artist on the VMAs, and probably being on track to be the Best New Artist at the Grammys next year. Like, yeah, she's that girl. Aaliyah's Interlude, a fashion icon, going to fashion weeks, being in all these different campaigns, releasing music. Like, Tube Girl literally came out like last month or a month ago and is already collabing with A-list celebrities all over the news and is attending multiple fashion week shows. Like, if that isn't proof enough that the girlies are winning despite people wanting their downfall, I just don't know what is. Like, this all really goes to show that being a hater does not always work, unless you're Zoe Kravitz on the night of the Oscars, because that night will go down in history. Ooh, I never saw someone get canceled so fast. But I think I'll end it at that. I have no resolution, no real great closing to this video, because I really just wanted to talk about it because I've been seeing this trend a lot online. But what I'm really interested in is what you think about all this. Have you been seeing this trend? What do you think about the whole concept of using outrage to one's career benefit? And do you think that cancellation really does exists anymore, or at least in the ways that it used to? I want to hear all your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks again so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and follow me on my socials at Imurgency. Thanks again, Factor, for sponsoring this video. Again, head to factor75.com or click the link down below and use code Imurgency50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. But other than that, y'all, I've been Imurgency, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.